Hi, I'm Jake.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Dave, and we're Parametric, and you're listening to Honest Brutality.
Created by the people, created for the people. No holds barred, no punches pulled, just honest brutality. I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking, but you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest brutality.
Hey everybody, it's Camera Rebel. I'm sitting here with Mr. Evil Erk. Hello, Evil.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm hot. How are you?
You are hot. Oh, it's hot in here too. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is warm. It is summer in Northern California. And for those of you who don't know, it's a lot like living in hell.
Well, I thought it was kind of hot, sweet, and sticky, but you know.
We have some pretty special guests on the line now.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So we actually have Stephen, Jay, and Dave from Parametric. Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
We're doing good. So, hey, check it out. You guys have your EP. Stephen calls it your 5x5. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's 5 songs by 5 guys. We recorded it last August. We released it in, was it October? Last
no, it
year?
was December.
Oh, December.
Exactly.
And you guys, we can't say enough about how much you supported us through all of this and playing our stuff on your show on Saturdays. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you. And likewise, thank you so much for your guys' support. Yeah, we absolutely love what you guys are doing. And in fact, let's talk about the song some here. We have, and I don't believe that anybody's ever done this before. And if they have, then I definitely want to hear it. But we have The Undead. So why don't you tell the listening audience what that song is all about?
Oh, basically that was just me and Steve were, talking about some things. Ideas came through the band in different ways, as they always do. But we wanted to write a song about The Walking Dead. We're huge fans.
Yes.
I've seen every single episode, every single season. I started at the beginning. Steve has too. So, I mean, basically that's where the song gets all of its meat from, I guess you could say.
Meat. I love that.
Right?
All right. It's Nerd Talk with Evil time.
Absolutely.
Nerd Talk with Evil.
We love The Walking Dead.
Are you guys also fans of the comic or just the show?
My son does the graphic novel, right?
Right.
So that's where I got introduced to it. Actually through my son. He was younger, probably about 15, 14 years old at the time, and he started, getting the graphic novels, and then I started seeing that the show was coming out, and I was kind of getting hyped because I would sit and discuss it with my son, right? Something you can share with your teenager.
Right.
Dead people that are walking around.
Okay, well, I have a special request. I want to hear a song about Negan.
Oh, there you go.
That's a possibility.
That's one of the darkest, coolest characters ever in television or writing history, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Originally, I wanted Jay to write that song regarding our old mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, out of Detroit, but it never got that far.
Yeah, it would have been a way different song.
Well, that's right. You guys are up there in Detroit, in the big motor city. And I want to ask you before we continue on with the tracks that are on the EP, what is that music scene like up there? Is it pretty receptive to what you're doing? Is it very alive? I know that used to be kind of a mecca for rock and metal.
You know what? It's really hard to say. You really ain't getting paid. You probably ain't getting paid anywhere, right? I mean, when you start talking about being able to gig and being a getting paid band, that's a pretty tough proposition here.
Right.
everybody pretty much sponsors themselves.
Right.
I mean, anything you hear out of Detroit is guys just out there in the dirt and in the grit, making them whatever they can happen, however they can.
There's a lot of good bands, and there's a lot of bad bands.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a Detroit scene, but it's not like it used to be. It doesn't get a lot of support from a lot of places, and you really got to look around and look for places to play. But there are a lot of good bands out here.
I think the youth
bands
are different nowadays.
The bands
too.
are keeping it alive, really, if you want to know what the scene is.
The youth are a different breed
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah, definitely.
I don't think they go out to hear live music like they did, at least when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that I don't think that's Detroit, though. I think that's pretty much a national level.
Sure. Right, yeah.
We find that the European scene is very much the opposite, very alive. Everybody goes out and sees shows, and over here it's I got Spotify. I'll stay in my bedroom, eat my Funyuns. So it's a weird thing. But tell me, what is the scene?
You're gonna get up to Funyuns? You're scaring me. That's a lot of it.
What is the scene as far as the musical style? Where do you fit in? A lot of what you're doing, or are you pretty original in the scene?
We like to think we have our own unique sound. The scene is really kind of eclectic. There are so many different facets to it. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much music that's actually being produced here and which different types they are. I mean, you can get anything. You can get death scream metal. You can get, techno type metal. There's all different. I mean, it's everything here. And the more you get out, the more you really can see that the guy said, there's a lot of great bands here. There just doesn't really seem to be any consolidating push to really sponsor or, pay musicians.
Right.
So, to make a living here, you can't. It's incredibly hard. I can't say you can't do it, but it's exceedingly hard. You got to be gigging all the time.
I honestly think, even from the early days of this band, I honestly think, and we all agree to it, that we really don't sound like anybody else. Because a lot of people ask us, what kind of music do you play? And we'll tell them, like, well, who do you sound like? And we can't really give them an answer because we sound like ourselves and we don't really want to sound like anybody else.
Right.
That's the whole point.
We sound like Parametric.
Exactly.
That's what we sound like.
Well, and you guys do have a distinct sound.
Absolutely.
I think that when I listen to you, like if it was up to me to describe, when I listen to what you guys are doing, I pick up a lot of the classic influences, and I don't mean classic rock like Led Zeppelin necessarily or that far back, but I mean the stuff that I grew up on, which at this point, unfortunately, most of that's classic.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we run a gambit. I mean, like me and Steve are pretty much the Queensryche, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, hardcores from the, basically beginnings. But we do verge back into the old Zeppelin, Sweet. Sweet was a big influence of mine. I know Steve and me have many discussions about Sweet.
Band.
I mean, and then, you get Dave. Dave kind of has his own thing going on. He loves Kiss. He thinks Kiss is a great band. And, there's lots of reasons for that, right? I mean,
I grew up, I was Mr. Commercial Guy, as Steve called me in my youth. Poison Rat, all that good stuff is my heyday.
yeah.
And I got nothing to hide about it,
Yeah,
there you go. Own it.
Yeah, if you like it, you like it. And I guess it sounds like they're
Absolutely.
already beating you up for that, so I won't.
I'm used to it. Not a big deal.
So, hey, speaking of Maiden, Stephen, tell us about Nico and your conversation that you had with him.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him last week on that Eddie Trunk show that he has on...
Eddie who?
Eddie Trunk.
I've never heard of him. I'm kidding.
He has a show on Volume on Sirius.
Right.
And I just happened to be in the car, and I turned it on, and Nico was on there, and Nico was always a huge influence on my playing when I first started out, and even today still, and Maiden has always been a favorite of mine, so it was really cool to talk to him and, get some conversation with him. That was really cool.
So how did that transpire? You turned on your radio, then what happened? Did they say, anybody want to talk to him, call in? Like, how did that
Let me give you my interpretation of what happened.
Okay.
What kind of sticks do you use? Big pros right there.
I called in, and they always have a screener there, so they pick up and they ask you what your question's going to be, and they said, all right, we'll put you on hold. And I was on hold for about a half hour, but they picked up, and I was able to talk to Nico.
Yeah. Did you were you fanboying a little bit? Were you having a hard time there for a second?
It was definitely strange at first because all the memories of me playing along with Maiden stuff was flooding back into my brain as I was talking to him. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's really cool.
Very good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I had to make the Eddie Trunk joke because I'm trying to do everything I can to get that guy's attention. So trust me, that's that would be one of those moments for me.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Just have Steve call him.
There you go. We have the hookup now.
Yeah.
Oh, that is great. Now, you said that he's a big influence to your drumming. When did you start drumming?
Let's see. When I really originally started beating on things when I was about 12.
Say she said drumming, not beating.
Yeah, I don't want to know what you were beating on, Stephen.
I started beating things about 12 years old.
Didn't we all?
Take that any way you want.
Oh my gosh,
It
that's
just
funny.
escalated from there, and then Mom and Dad were pretty influential on getting me my first set, and then it just skyrocketed from there.
Yeah.
Anything to get him out of the house and in the garage.
Exactly.
6 drummers that have molded my playing from the very beginning of my drumming to today. My first drummer was Roger Taylor from Queen, his early stuff, probably within the first 4 or 5 albums of Queen. That's the drummer I first really got into. And then after him, there was Neil Peart from Rush, and I really don't have to explain that one. That's pretty self-explanatory. After him, there was Nico McBrain from Maiden, who was a huge, huge influence on my playing and still is today. I think he gave Maiden a boost in the ass when he joined the band. Next up would be Scott Rockenfield from Queensryche. He did a lot of great work with them and still is. I think his best work is on Rage for Order. That's a great album. Then Stuart Copeland from The Police and other side projects. That guy's just amazing. Does great stuff. And last but not least is Mike Portnoy, who was in Dream Theater but does a ton of side projects now. He's an amazing drummer as well. All 6 of those guys have been big influences on me and still are today.
I love playing. I just love playing.
Well, and you're really good at it, so
Thank you.
kudos
Thank
to you. Absolutely.
And you keep your cymbals really shiny.
He polishes them a lot.
I've heard that before.
Well, look. I'm a drummer. I've been playing my whole life, and as a gigging musician, I know how impossible it is to keep those suckers that. So I'm like, that guy is spending some time.
Oh, yeah. It takes a long time.
4 letters, ANAL.
Oh, really? And Dave,
Dude, I got a little starter set at my place. He cleans his cymbals here, too.
When we practiced in my basement, I was afraid to take the covers off to get it ready for practice because I didn't want the covers to be disrupted.
oh my God. Yeah, you are anal, aren't you?
I would say that's probably OCD. I'm not a doctor or
Exactly.
nothing, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little obsessive about that crap.
that's okay.
But that's good. Yeah, absolutely.
But for me, it's like if you're going to spend the money, you might as well take care of it and have it last as long as you can.
Yeah, not cheap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Dave, tell me who your influence was in starting to play guitar, and tell me about your first guitar.
My first guitar, it's funny about my first guitar because I actually just kind of repurchased one that was exactly like it. It was a Harmony Flying V from about 1984 probably.
Wow.
Bought it at this guitar shop in Hamtramck, and I felt nostalgic one day, searched eBay, and there one was exact. And I bought it. Like Jay said earlier, I was a big Kiss fan, so Ace Frehley rules. He always will.
Yeah.
I may not be the most technical guy, but that's kind of me.
There you go.
I'll play something and make it sound good, but I may not be flying around the neck like Yngwie or, anybody, as much as I'd want to.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous, though,
Yeah. I always call myself an ace, Iommi, wanting to be Zakk Wylde, I guess.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. There
Yeah.
you
You
go.
know, I grew up though. I listened to all the guys. I loved Lynch. I loved Rhodes. You know, I loved Ingve. They're all great guitar players. B.B. King and the Blues. Eric Clapton.
There you go.
I got
There you
a
go.
bunch of their CDs.
The slow hand.
Nice.
Yeah. Jay was kind of say our influences. There's so many different ones in our band, and I think that's what makes our sound different.
Right. Absolutely. And Jay, tell me about when you decided that you were going to be a singer. Tell me about that journey for you.
You know what? I was about 14 years old. I was a punk. I wore a leather jacket. I had my basically a mohawk. I was young, man. It was,
I love that visual, by the way.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, let me tell you what. And big, huge stereo next to my ear, man.
Oh my gosh. The ghetto blaster on the shoulder.
Oh, definitely, man. I remember when we used to go to school. There was a library across from our school, and we used to hang out there and smoke cigarettes and things like that, and listen to heavy metal music, right? So,
that's awesome.
And I mean, just early on, Maiden first album, Queensryche first album. Priest was actually probably point of entry into Screaming for Vengeance. I mean, that was my heyday. That was my early 9th and 10th grade in high school, and that was just that
Nice.
kicked it. Right? That was that's where I decided at that point that that's something that I wanted to try to do. I got into a band with a bunch of friends I went to school with. It was awesome experience.
You were shooting for the stars with the big dogs too, with Jeff Tate, Rob Halford. I mean, all the big vocalists.
Yeah, that's the kind of guys I truly. I mean, those are my metal influences, though, right? I mean, if I were to really go into just any singing influence, I mean, there's always Elvis Presley. You can't get past that one.
Right.
Tom Jones, a big, huge Tom Jones freak.
Wow.
There's just so many. There's so many great singers.
I got to tell you, I did.
Huge Julie Garland freak. I love Julie Garland.
Wow. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. So that's cool. That's an original. That's fresh for this show. That's not something I've
He's
heard.
got pigtails and the Toto dog right now.
He's wearing red slippers.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, those are some great vocalists that no one ever brings up when they're talking about their influences. So that's really kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
How did you? Was that something your parents listened to that kind of bled over?
Yeah, my mom was crazy. She loved Tom Jones. She would sit there and watch. And in the like early or late 70s, early 80s, they had the Tom Jones show.
Right. Yeah.
My mom used to
I
torture
remember
the
that.
crap out of me watching that thing. But after a while, I got to go and I was like, this guy can really sing, man. He gets it on.
My first LP was Tom Jones' Greatest Hits. My aunt gave it to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Nice.
There you go.
The dirt is out there. The dirt is out there.
But you know what?
I might still have it.
I've always been really lucky, and I have a lot of country influences, like older country, though, right?
And you call that lucky?
Waylon Jennings. Yeah, but I like the old country stuff. I don't like the new country stuff.
Right. Like the sorrow and woe,
it's
right?
okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of it. I just prefer the raw singing of old country. It was just awesome.
Speaking of country, is Southern Rebel there at all? Or she got the day off?
No, she's out sun tanning. Maybe I can call her in a couple minutes.
In hell?
Yes, she's sun tanning in hell.
Well, guys, here's the thing: is that a lot of our listeners, if they may or may not have been familiar, because we have so many different things going on. We have the radio show, which this will work itself into, and there's a podcast, and that is its own audience. So for that audience, what we kind of wanted to do here was what's the word I'm looking for?
Digital EPK.
Yeah, an EPK, but spoken word.
Right.
So we're trying to kind of cover all the bases so that people can get to know you. This is something you can use as a tool. Now, that being said, we kind of got the bio here, but what we don't know is how did Parametric form? Like, you guys all been palling around since you were little kids, or were you like a bunch of rejects that met in AA? How did this all work out?
I'll start this off. So Todd and I played in the band for a little bit,
Yeah, but we know each other for a long
but
time.
I've known Steve forever. Steve used to sit in the parking lot jamming his music
Oh, I'm glad you said music.
in the same parking lot where our parents worked. His mom and my mom worked together, but we didn't really know each other. Later in life, he got a job at the same place I did, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And we just would talk.
Where was that?
A.L. Price, Perry Drug Corporation, no longer in business.
They
Anyways,
have no clue what that is.
No, well, you said drug corporation no longer in business. I'm assuming you guys stole all their profits.
And he said Harry,
I was
so.
going to say somebody's probably stealing beer out the back.
Yeah, they went bankrupt, so that's all I'm saying.
Steven.
You rebel.
long story short, I started playing guitar more as I got older. I said, hey, Steve, let's start a band. I know this guy that'll probably play guitar with us. And Steve's like, yeah, I think about it. So he goes, well, why don't you guys get together? So Todd and I got together in my basement. We were going over some old songs from the other band we played in. Steve came by and sat down and said, yeah, I think I could jam with you guys. So needless to say, the three of us got together for probably 6-7 months. Put together our first EP, which was 4 songs from former bands from all of us. Recruited a bass player. Jay fell into our lap through our mutual friend of Steve's. And the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, we've been together, 9 years now?
Yeah, 9 years.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. 9 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's a long time to put up with one another.
Yeah, it sure is.
Trust me, there's been trials and tribulations.
I've only known you guys for 9 months. I'm surprised. I'm kidding. No, that's awesome. That's cool. So you said the first EP, the one that we were talking about earlier, we'll go through some more of those songs. That was a second EP. Is that correct?
That was actually our third.
That was it. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
third total.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break down the discography. What are the EPs and what are their names?
The original one was Parametric.
Yeah, the first one was just self-titled. That had 4 songs on it. The second one was called Impact on a Fragile Mind,
which was
Ooh.
full length.
Yeah, and that was 8 songs.
I like the name.
It's very Queensrÿche.
Mm-hmm.
And then the newest one, 5x5.
Right, which we're most familiar with. So you're gonna have to make sure, because I don't know that we have that in our storage. We're gonna have to make sure we have those other EPs. I got to check those out.
Absolutely.
I don't think. I don't think I sent it to you guys. I could always forward them to you.
Well, stop holding out.
Yes, please do. Please do.
There's great songs, but the quality, you definitely would hear the quality.
It's an
as we
evolution.
progressed.
Yep, it's
yes,
definitely
it's
an
definitely
evolution.
Well, that's good. You guys have any idea how much music we hear on a weekly basis?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Let me tell you about quality.
So, do you guys do the recording? Do you guys do the recording yourselves?
The first 2 were. Yeah.
The last one, we had decided that we were just going to, whatever, just go to the studio. And, we just really wanted to go into a studio and experience. I've done that before. Steve's done that before. Other guys in the band have had limited access to that. And we just said, you know what, we were missing something dynamically on the last EP, the Impact album. And we kind of, we said, hey, let's just go and see if we can find that just missing dynamic that we haven't been able to get ourselves. And we did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really great experience. We had, we did it over a period of a couple of days, the primary portion of it. Then we went back and did a couple of leads and pushed in the vocals, 2 or 3 more sessions. So we probably have, how many hours do you think we got into that?
At least 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was off the first. So it wasn't that. It wasn't too many. It wasn't like we had a producer that was ready to produce us and throw the extra time and effort into doing it for us. We did get very lucky with the producer we did have. What's Tony's last name? I'm sorry, I forgot it. Yeah,
Tony Hamera over at Temper Mill Studios.
Oh my God, he was so good to us. You know what? We explained our vision to the guy, and he got it right away. And I mean, he really pretty much had it the whole time. Incredible. I mean, for what we actually paid for that disc and what came out, I was really happy with what we got.
Well,
that's great.
Yeah, that's good. I think you tend to be more focused when you pay for something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's one thing to buy the equipment and have it there and you can do it, but you get a little lackadaisical. This is speaking from a musician's point of view.
No, you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly it.
And so it kind of, and also having a producer can be one of those things that's really hard as a musician because it's your product, it's your baby, and having somebody tell you need to do it different can be a real hard thing to accept. But a lot of times that fresh perspective, if they're a decent producer, will do you wonders. And this VP is great. So I'm thinking that he did a great job.
Yeah, he was incredible. He really was. I have no complaints about him whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I would encourage anybody that's in Detroit, in Ferndale, that goes to Temper Mill, definitely look him up. His name again was Tony Herrera. Excellent, excellent, excellent guy. Wasted no time with our setups, our teardowns, knew exactly what he wanted to get out of it, and got those performances out of us.
But he also saw the vision that we wanted and went along with it, but he made suggestions as we went along, and all his suggestions made sense. So that helped out a lot too.
Yeah, that's a great experience for you guys.
Seasoned guy.
Are you guys, I know this might be too soon because you're, six months from releasing it. Are you guys working on any new material?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we got 2 that are probably, say, 80-90% done right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah. We're shooting for a fall studio time.
Great.
It's always rougher to do stuff through the summertime, but we're shooting for the fall. We'll hopefully have at least 10 tunes by then.
Oh, wow.
Which means the winner.
So are you guys going to stick with the same style? Or are you going to try some different stuff? What can we expect on this new one?
We always try to do something different. I don't really, when you go back and listen to the discography, you're going to start seeing that, like I said, each one's an evolution.
Right.
And I think we still have another evolution minimum left in us. I'm hoping we have like 10, but
yeah,
we're already starting to look at some different beats and things like that. So I mean, it's stuff that's not on the current release.
When you guys go in to write, like you say, it's an evolution. When you go in to write, is that part of the process? Does it change the way that you write? Or is it always kind of the same formula? Somebody brings a riff, somebody brings lyrics.
All of us write differently.
Yeah, because everybody has different influences, so it all comes out during the writing process.
Yeah, when Todd writes, he's more comfortable writing, shooting out riffs when everyone's around at practice. He'll start jamming. Usually Steve will catch on. I'll sit at my computer at home when I'm bored and try to punch something out. You know, Jay vocally kind of does the same thing. He kind of he'll sit around with us when we're playing, but most of his good stuff comes out when he has a little bit of time to get the whole concept of the song and bring it to us like the next day or next week or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Steve plays a little bit guitar, so he tries to bring his Dream Theater songs to the mix.
Anthony's right.
Steve's probably a better guitar player than me, so I can't laugh.
So now you said that you guys all have different influences. I mean, there's a huge array of influences that you guys have. Do you ever run into disagreements on when you're writing music with all these influences and say, you know what, no, we're not doing that? Or do you ever run into that sort of thing?
Yeah, and then we get into a para-Twitter war, and then it's usually over by the end of the day.
Para-Twitter.
Honestly, though, it really hasn't been that bad. I mean, yeah, we're going to disagree here and there because you can't agree on everything, especially when there's 5 people involved.
Right.
But for the most part, we always have the philosophy, don't shoot it down to it. We at least try it. If it doesn't work and it doesn't sound right, then we'll move on and try something else. But at least give every part a chance to breathe to see if it's going to work or not.
I do have a demo on my computer from a couple years ago that I named it the fight song because we were all arguing pretty good about it. Then we kind of left it at that. It hasn't resurfaced.
Oh, we want to hear it.
Half a pint of Jack Daniels that was consumed.
Well, I have to say that I like your philosophy. And I think that you guys can probably attribute your philosophy a little bit to your longevity of your band. So.
I just always say we're used to putting up with each other's shit too much.
Well, I mean, it's like that with anything when you're in something with somebody for a long time, especially when you have 5 people.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different influences. Everybody has a different say in everything. So in order for it to work, you really have to respect that person's ideas and go with it and see if it works or not.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
and being in a band is a relationship, and in any relationship, complacency is a killer.
Right. Exactly. It's hard enough, for a couple to get along rather than, 5 people getting along.
Well, yeah.
We text each other every day.
Especially when it's a sausage fest of musicians. I mean, that's tough. I know.
Some of us are bigger sausages than others.
I wasn't going there. I wanted to talk about a couple more of your songs real quick. Now, here a while back, we actually played one of your tracks on our show on Saturday on Rock Rage Radio. And the song was a tribute to our military.
Yes. Yep.
And I wanted to get your take on that. We gave our take on it when we introduced it on the show, but I wanted to hear your thoughts behind writing that song and why.
Well, my thoughts about writing that song were, I'm a Marine myself. I served. I did 6 years.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, it was 4 with 2 in active reserve. I'll be honest about that. But I just look around and I just don't think that people really see that what's really happening to those guys, right? I mean, a scary statistic is that there's 23 service guys that come back and because of PTSD are committing suicide every day.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a staggering amount of people commit suicide. And the only thing that they had in common was one thing. They served in our military.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And so, come on. I'm not the brightest guy or the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we should at least be able to see through that one, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe those guys, you know what? And they need our recognition and they need our honor and they need our respect.
Absolutely.
Right? Because that's all they're looking for when they come home.
Well, that hit home for me because my whole family has been military. Skipped a generation with me. I just really don't do well with authority figures. But both of my sons, I have 2 sons that are currently serving and one that says he's going to.
Awesome.
So we're looking at potentially 3 Marines in the family, on my side. And
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, my friend. And we have some friends over that we'll talk a little bit off the air. We have some friends that are doing some things that you may be interested in too. So I'll put you in touch with them. But that was really cool. And it made me wonder about your catalog and the way that you write. I mean, why that? Is that how that works? You guys come in and the idea to write a song, the theme for that song is just whatever's in your heart that day, or is it something you guys discuss?
No, that's 100% really. That song was an 8-minute song. We had actually in 8 minutes constructed over 90% of that song and had a large majority of that song done the first time we ever played it.
Wow.
And I mean, seriously, I mean, it amazed me when we walked away from it. I'm like, wow, that's almost the whole song. And it just came out, boom.
Yeah, a lot of our songs fall into place like that, and like Dave was saying before, a lot of times I'll do a beat and Todd will jump in, and sometimes vice versa. Todd will come up with a riff and I'll jump right in. Whereas Dave's more theory. He'll come in with parts and say, "Hey, I got this," rather than play off the top of his head. But that's how Home came up. Todd started that riff and I pretty much started the drums the way you hear it on the track, and it just flowed. Everything just fell into place.
That's amazing. So is that the only, is that the number one song that's happened with, or do you guys kind of do that? Is it hit and miss?
A lot of our songs are written that way.
Wow.
I believe Dave and I wrote The Undead. Pretty much fell into place like that too. He had the idea, and I came over his house, and we just jammed on it, and it pretty much fell into place almost right away.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so we're pretty lucky in that aspect.
They always say the longer you work on the song, the worse it's probably going to be.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they come quick and easy, then you got something good.
Yeah, that's a true statement. I know from experience. That's true. You guys did something really cool for us too that we really want to say thank you. We appreciate all the support that we've gotten from all of the different bands, but you guys did a really cool video in support of our recent endeavor for Bands Against Bullying and sent that over. And we really wanted you to know how much we appreciated that effort that you made to help us in our endeavor. Thank you.
No, it's no problem.
We were appreciating you guys just for doing it.
Yeah,
right? We were just fortunate enough to be able to contribute a little bit.
Yeah, we were glad to do it.
Yeah.
Now, that video, when you shot it, where is that shot? Is that in your rehearsal studio?
No, that's in Jay's private little playhouse.
Oh.
Well, it looked pretty fancy.
It's kind of like the Bat Cave. We don't really want to say where it's at.
Okay. Well, I just thought I would shoot it out there because we saw it. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty pro right there. That's nice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's Jay's place. In fact, that's where we're at right now.
Todd's is set up. We practice at Todd's now because it used to be my house, but I recently moved. So, but Todd has a good hookup too, and we're pretty comfortable there. And it's the songs are flowing already, so it's good when you got a good place to play and the music flows.
For sure.
Because we were 8 years at my place, and a lot of good tunes came out of there. So
Right.
Yeah, and I'll definitely send you the other albums, the first EP and then
Absolutely.
the.
Well, and if you guys are so inclined, send us the rough tracks of what you're doing now, and we'll produce from afar. We'll help you. We'll give you some input. We love that kind of stuff.
Sure.
In fact, we're looking forward to, let's see, by my calculation, we're looking forward to working with Parametric on releasing some exclusive new material. I'm saying early spring-ish.
Of what year?
2018, get to work, some bitch. Guys, you've been amazing guests. We appreciate you. Is there anything that we didn't talk about today that you'd like to talk about?
No, I think we covered everything. We were just glad to be here and talk with you guys.
Right. And again, thanks for all the support that you've given us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have been amazing. We really want to thank you guys for supporting us and playing us on your shows and just supporting us and playing our stuff on your shows and giving us the support that you have. It's really cool.
when's there going to be an Honest Brutality Detroit version come down a bit?
Well, we're working on it. Well, it's baby steps for us too. Just like you,
Yep.
we are constantly growing, but it's all self-support and it's all done from in-house. But it continues to grow, and our support continues to grow, and hopefully soon, Honest Brutality will be a household name, and it will be everywhere. That is our vision.
Cool.
It's great, awesome.
Just got to keep working at it, man. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, you guys have a hell of a show on Saturday and on Tuesdays. Great shows.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
How do the listening audience get in touch with Parametric, book you, find your music, reach out and talk to you, all of that good stuff?
All of our music is published through iTunes. You can get us on Amazon. There's like 25 different.
CD.
I mean, you know what? Just Google it.
Our website, technically, our working website is ReverbNation/Parametric. And then you can just hit the links and contact us through there. You know, we have our Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/Parametric Detroit Rock.
Right. And if you
All
look,
one word. So,
and if you look up 5x5 on YouTube, you can find us there too.
Yeah,
we have our complete album there.
Yeah, it's on Spotify, and I believe Impact of a Fragile Mind is on Spotify as well.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have
Yep.
all of your links on the podcast. We'll have all of your links on our social media as well. But it's always good for the listening audience to hear it from the artist as to where they can go. In the meantime, guys, we really do appreciate you so much. Keep up the good work. Stay in touch. Let's continue to work together. And, let's bring the world more Parametric.
sounds cool.
Absolutely.
We're in.
Thanks very much for having us.
This is Parametric, and you all need to stay metal!